What's up everyone? Welcome back to the channel. In today's video, we're going to be reviewing a cordless mini polisher again. Now I've been reviewing quite a few of these polishers and this one is not as small as the other ones. The other ones have been using like a 1.5 to 2 inch backing plate. This one uses a 3 inch backing plate. So you're not going to be able to be quite as precise, but the value on this thing is pretty phenomenal. So what we're going to be looking at here today is the KIMO brand 12 volt sander polisher with a 3 inch backing plate. Now KIMO is not a detailing brand, it's a tool brand. They make battery powered tools. I actually reviewed a leaf blower from them in the past and it worked well. It was a smaller unit, but it did what it was supposed to do. It was a good little unit. I liked it a lot. It wasn't as powerful as the bigger units, but it wasn't claiming to be either. It was a smaller unit and I think that's what this thing is going to be as well. Now there are two types of polishers out there, right? There's a dual action, meaning it spins and oscillates. So it kind of mimics your hand. It also, if you put too much pressure, it'll bog down and it won't continue rotating, which reduces heat, reduces any risk of burning through your paint and all that kind of good stuff. Then there's a rotary, which it basically has a spindle and it just spins on that spindle and that's it. Kind of think of it as like a drill. It's just constantly spinning in that one motion. And that's what this thing is, guys. As you can see, here's the spindle right here. There is no offset to it. It's just a rotary, going to be spinning in one direction at multiple different speeds you can adjust throughout. So what is this tool good for? I think because of the smaller spec on it, a 3 inch backing plate, again, you're going to be able to get into tighter spots, not quite as tight as the other ones, but tighter spots. And it's going to be fantastic for removing those deeper scratches in certain areas where you don't want to use a rotary on the whole car. You just want to go after a couple little spots. You can hit it quickly with this and get it done really quickly and then switch over to your traditional 5 inch backing plate dual action polisher and do the rest. But this will be able to kind of get us through those little deep spots faster and get us moving along. Another thing that this thing will be fantastic for, guys, for sure, probably what I would think that most people are going to get this thing for is headlight restorations. Nice small 3 inch backing plates, the perfect size for headlights, and the fact that it's battery powered, cordless, is just super nice. And as always, guys, if you like these kinds of videos, anything related to car detailing, tips, tricks, how-tos, and product reviews, please consider subscribing. I also have a free PDF download that you guys can get. Just check the link down in the description. It's called Detailing Simplified. I put together a list of my core items that I use every day in my detail business to simplify the process for you. So check that out. Now let's get back to the video. So let's just do kind of an unboxing now, look at what this little unit comes with. And again, this thing retails for right around 70 bucks. So guys, value is off the charts here. Okay, so right off the bat, you get the polisher itself, right? So you get the polisher, you get a backing plate that goes right onto the spindle. You get 4 different polishing pads. Now, I'll be honest with you guys, these pads are not my favorite at all. I probably won't be using these. I mean, the 2 foam pads are okay, but there's this one that's, I guess you would consider that a microfiber pad. I don't know. And then there's this guy, which I guess you would consider like a synthetic wool. Again, not impressed with it. And then you get 2 different green foam pads. One has a kind of a waffle honeycomb shape to it, and the other one's just a basic flat pad. So these ones are okay. I'm okay with those. But especially when you're doing, when you need it for more things, I would get additional pads for this for sure. 3 inch backing plate, you can get them from multiple different brands. I'll link some stuff in the description for you guys. Aside from that, you also get a nice little carrying case bag to store this thing. And then as always, you do get a battery and the charger. Now, as far as the battery goes, in the manual, it states a 1 hour charge time. I actually charged it completely, let the machine just run. I wanted to see how long it would run for. And again, I did this without any load on it, right? So it's just spinning freely. Obviously, if you put some load on it, it's gonna make it work a little bit harder, but everyone's gonna have a little bit of a different touch, a little more pressure, less pressure. So I figured the most accurate way of doing this would just to let it go as is with no load, and it went for over 25 minutes, guys. I got to 25 minutes and I was like, enough. Again, I own and operate an actual functioning detailing business. I don't have time to let that go any longer. Already 25 minutes was a stretch for me, but 25 minutes is way more than I would need for this. I'm not gonna be using this to go around the whole car. So this is gonna be piecework and headlights, and 25 minutes is way more than enough. I was kind of expecting, like, if it works for 5 to 10 minutes under load, that's all I need. So after I did that whole test, let it run for 25 minutes, I put the battery back in the charger. It only took about 20 to 25 minutes to get fully charged again. So I don't know what that means. I don't know if it was only halfway depleted or if it just charges faster than they say. Either way, I'm happy with all those numbers, right? It got plenty of runtime and the charge was fast. So now let's go ahead and assemble this thing and talk about some of the features and design of it. Okay, so as always, here is the unit. We do need to put the backing plate on. The backing plate's nice. It's kind of plasticky, but again, because it's not doing any anything crazy. It's just spinning in one motion. I'm not too concerned with it. It seems like it'll be okay. It basically has this little locking button mechanism on the back here. So you just want to compress that, and then you can tighten this down onto the unit. Good to go. As far as the battery goes, it's very, very simple. You can see it's just a triangular shape. You just want to line it up, pop it in, and you're good to go. To remove the battery, there's just these two little grips on the side. Just compress those, slides right back out. Nice and easy. As far as weight goes, super, super lightweight. Even with the battery in, I don't know what it actually weighs. I think they actually say in the instruction manual, but I mean, it's like a pound. It's very, very light. So you're not gonna have any fatigue using this thing at all. As far as the controls go, there is a power button, and then there's like a LED strip here that'll tell you where you're at as far as your power setting goes. So basically, in order to turn it on, you do a long press. You'll see the blue light comes on, and then your first power indicator comes on. Okay, and then you just plus and minus to change out the speeds. And then to turn it off, you just, again, do a long hold on the power button, and it shuts down. Now, as far as the overall construction of this thing goes, it's very nice. It feels like quality, it feels like it's a nicely built unit. I'm not a huge fan of this. I would prefer if they just had like a spinning dial to change between your speeds. But for what it is, again, we're not doing a full car, we're just doing piecework with it, so I'm okay with this. I feel like that's a little more to go wrong over time, but it is what it is. It does have nice grip all over it. It has this little raised piece here, which is just a screw so you can open it up, but I wish they would have put a little bit of grip on that as well, so when you lay it down, it's not laying on a hard plastic piece. It would have been laying on a softer piece, but again, I'm nitpicking here because it also does just stand straight up, so not a big deal there. Okay guys, so I want to go ahead and actually test the performance of this thing a little bit. I'm just going to take a dry clay disc. This is definitely going to leave some marring because I'm using it dry for sure, so I'm just going to etch it in here. Okay, so right here, let me grab my phone so you guys can see that up close. Okay, so here is where I hit it with the clay pad, dry. So as you can see, it's not coming out, it's actually marring the paint. So let's go ahead and see what this thing can do. Now this is basically, again, I'm only gonna be using this guy here. This is their green foam pad. It's a very, very soft pad. As you can see, like it compresses very, very easily. This is not a correction, not a polishing pad. I mean, I guess you could use it for polishing, but it's really more of a I mean, it's very soft. So I'm not expecting too much from this because this pad's not the best. But I'm gonna go ahead and use some Meguiar's M210 polish on this, which is right here, guys. This is one of my favorite polishes now I really like the all-in-one polishes, 3D speed and all that kind of stuff. But those have some fillers and some protection. I'm not trying to add any protection or filler here. I just want to remove the defects in the paint. So I'm just going to take this, add a couple of drops. I'll just do a light little X. Okay, that's probably more than I need for sure. But I have it here, and I'm just going to work this one little panel. Actually, we'll just work half of it to see exactly what I'm able to do. So I'm just going to work this. I'm going to turn the unit on, start off on a slow speed, spread it around a little bit, and then we'll check it. So speed 1 is really useless. It doesn't really do much for me at all. Speed 2 is perfect for spreading the product around. It's moving, it's keeping it going, but it's not moving very much. So I'm gonna go ahead and pump it to full power. Let's work over this area a little bit. Now it does sound like it's slowing down. If I put a lot of pressure, it is slowing it down. But you don't want to be doing that anyway with a rotary because then you're adding more and more heat. So just do a nice light touch. You're just letting the pad and the polish do all the work. You don't need to put a lot of pressure on it. Now because this is a rotary, guys, it's probably going to be leaving a hologram afterwards for me just because that's typically what the rotary polishers will do. All right, we'll do that, stop it there. Okay. And let's just go ahead and wipe it out and check the area. Okay guys, so there we go. There's the half that was not touched and the half that was touched. So you can still see some stuff in there. But again, that pad is just not designed for this. Now you can also see a hologram mark here. That does not wipe out. That is actually an inconsistency now in the clear coat from just this thing just spinning in one direction on it. If it was an oscillating dual action polisher, it doesn't create that, but because this thing just spins in one direction, that will happen. To remove that, it's very, very simple. You just take a dual action polisher, go over that with a little polish, and it's gonna be gone really, really quickly. But as you can see, it did a pretty good job considering how I didn't go over it too much. Removed a lot of the imperfections, definitely not all gone, but again, the pad that I used here is just, it's not designed for this, so I'm not too worried about that. All right, so there you go, guys. That is the little KIMO battery powered polisher. Again, is this something that you absolutely need? No. I would say for headlights, I think it's pretty fantastic. Just, you got to get different pads. These pads are not great at all, especially for, I mean, it's a polisher, it's a rotary. You want to be able to do some heavier work with it in the small spots, and these pads are not designed for that. So you would have to get updated pads. Other than that, I like the unit a lot. Even when I did that 25-minute runtime, the head of the unit didn't get, it's slightly warm, but it's not getting hot. So I like that. Now you may be asking yourself, couldn't I just get an attachment for my drill? And yeah, you potentially can. The problem with the drill is the rotations per minute go really high, and if you're not careful, you can do some damage. Plus, holding it in that form isn't the best. It can kind of roll over on itself. So having this in a traditional polisher shape makes it really, really nice, really easy to hold on to. Feels good in the hand, and everything's good there. Also, the oscillations per minute don't get crazy. It bumps up and gives you a good amount of rotation, but nothing crazy where you're gonna do a bunch of damage quickly. You still could, I'm sure you still could burn through paint, especially if it's a thinner clear coat with this thing. So you wanna be careful. Any rotary, you just wanna keep that in mind. But overall, guys, I think it's a pretty cool tool for 70 bucks. That's it, guys. I hope that video helps. Please make sure to like the video, make sure you're subscribed, turn on the notification bell. We'll see you on the next one.